Welcome to the season finale here at Chesnoid FC. Yesterday things were oh so frustrating as we came so close to victory on so many occasions but couldn't get the ball across the line enough against Norwich, against Leeds, against West Ham. A 1-1 draw, a 2-2 draw, a 1-1 draw, fuck my life. We beat Arsenal in a sim, we lost to Liverpool in a sim. Today we've Wolves and Newcastle at home, followed by the simulated game against Chelsea at home, and then Watford away on the final day to decide where we will end up this season. Where we could end up this season could be any number of places. We could finish as low as probably 16th. We could also finish as high as potentially 7th or 8th if results really go our way. But I'd love to finish top half. I'd love to finish top half in this first season back at Premier League level, and then we'll try and kick on for European football next season. We'll start with Wolves at home. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. Please let me know your potential feedback for the upcoming summer transfer window. The starting lineup does look like it needs help with regards wide roles. We don't have much strength in depth out wide either, with only really Caden Clark or Ben Brereton to call upon, and they're in the late 70s. We really need to take the step up now from late 70s, early 80s to getting the full squad to be as good as Amin Gouiri is, basically. That's the next step. But that next step is going to take, or he's going to need to be taken in most areas in the squad. Meaning, it might take a couple of seasons to get us to that level, but by the time we get to that level, we should be challenging for Champions League spots and the title. We pray. This has probably, I think, been the longest first series of a FIFA year I've ever done. So thank you for your continued support on it. Right, Wolves at home then. And as ever, one game at a time. Win more than you draw today, please, Ches. Not sure I can take more draws. Wolves with Dabrowski in goal. Semedo, Willy Bolly, Ibrahima Konate, Diego Carlos, Ryan Giles as back five. Vencedor and Adrien Rabiot. Alvarado, Duvan Zapata and Noah Lang as their front three. Sasha Kalajic on the bench. Ruben Vinagre. Ezzy's going to be decent. Ruben Neves is, well, Ruben Neves. Wolves are around us in the league, but almost every side we've played at the minute is around us in the league, and we can't quite seem to get that dub. Is today the day? It's the last day this season. We'll have the opportunity to do it, so I bloody well hope so. It's a lofty pass, but Jaden Bogle's underneath it to get rid. And Lewis Ferguson finds Ennis Bardi. A couple of changes to the starting lineup for this one. Caden Clark playing that into Randy Nteka. He's one of those players finding themselves back in the fold. Ennis Bardi will look for Randy Nteka. Out of his feet, look to bend it, but Diego Carlos puts in a good block. So the changes I've made, Caden Clark at right wing, Ennis Bardi in at centre mid, and Mujahid in at centre-back. Two changes in midfield, one change in defence, and hopefully we can get the win. Certainly starting off with some possession in good areas, so it gives me a little bit of hope. I'll try and find Amin Gouiri here with this, but it's a poor pass in the end, unfortunately, and Duvan Zapata will bring it away for Wolves. Tucked quite central here, actually, Kassoun. I'd rather Franjo was a little bit further wide, actually. Ennis Bardi with a nice turn. This is why I'd rather Kassoun was out wide, because now I'm having to get Iago forward. He's not got much in support, because now I'm forced backwards, and there's nobody actually backwards to go to, because Iago is the man that would normally be there. Ferguson to Ennis Bardi. There's Randy Nteka, at your feet, shot away, top bins, let's go. Chesnoid FC 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. We've been in front before, we haven't held on, but hopefully we can ride Nteka all the way to glory, the same way that Amin is doing there. Adrien Rabiot. Vencedor out to Alvarado, driving forward. Can I get out muscle him there? I'm trying. Semedo forward to Alvarado again. Oh, he's hard to track, Alvarado. Duvan Zapata. Oh, I thought he was going to shoot. Duvan Zapata does the unselfish thing, squares it to a teammate who is there, free to tuck home. Noah Lang makes it 1-1. Just 2-3 minutes after we went 1-0 up. I mean, Duvan Zapata you expect to shoot there, but he's seen Itakura come across, leave Noah Lang in the middle, and it's like, that'll be an easy goal for my teammate. Great vision. Fair play. Wolves back level, and it didn't take long for them to do that. Unfortunately, we were trying to ride Randy and Tekka all the way to glory, but we appear to have fallen off immediately. Drifted over to Diego Carlos. Fabio into Vencedor again. Looking for the big ping. Ezzy out wide on for the injured Noah Lang. Back to Giles and Ezzy. Oh, he's a tricky character, isn't he? Ferguson gets it off him, but Ezzy gets it back again. Duvan Zapata tried the fancy, didn't come off. We'll dink that over the top to Kassoun, who can bring that down and hopefully keep it in his path. He's ridden the challenge. And we'll play on. And forward will come. Gawiri. Play a quick 1-2. Look for Randy and Tekka, who's in and hits the bar. Oh, I wanted that next word to be scores. Ah, can't believe it. I was so well worked as well. Gawiri. Oh, and Willy Bolly with the interception. So very nearly a second. But again, at the minute at least, we seem destined to draw. Oh, the drawing. Not a bloody cowboy. Nice tackle by Bardi. Come on then. Let's get forward. Let's get forward. Maybe a decent run, please, Randy. He made a run. Whether it's a decent one, I'm not sure. It's an excellent first touch. And Willy Bolly defends it beautifully. Superbly done. Duvan Zapata will win that header because he's a monster in the air. Oh, so close. Again to a second goal. Just needed to get that shot off. Ezzy. Rabiot tackled. One additional minute. No! No! Oh, free kick. Oh, it needs to be now. They're making a change. If I go short to Itakura, he's just going to blow his whistle. So I need to go here. We need to go inside. I need to get a shot away, and it needs to come now. Oh, I've been tackled. Oh, show some strength, please. Another draw. Yay! 1-1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Ah. If we could have finished that with Tekka off the bar, then maybe it could have been slightly different. They had one shot all game, Wolves. We were defensively sound. Ah! I forgot to win a game. Ah, dearie me. Didn't go according to plan. I mean, football isn't always predictable, although at the minute you could probably predict that we're going to draw any game that we play. Close fought game, two very committed teams out there. They just had so many men around the ball in the defensive area that it was so tough to get the chances we needed to score. I only had 4, I think, total myself. Oh, Caden Clark, you can be even better. I need you to be even better, please, my friend. That's still continually 14th for us. Our manager rating drops a little bit. Up next a week later is Newcastle at home. Right, Newcastle United line up with Martin Dubravka in goal. Jacob Murphy, Yeray, Ben Mee, Sebastian Coates, and our former player Ivan Masson. Kondogbia, Bentancur and Cabrais with Oswald Donato and Koita up top for them. Newcastle United are 4th in the Premier League. I mean, that's something that may well become a thing in real life now in the next few years. Maybe this is a foreshadowing, this series, of what is to come. Maybe in 4 seasons' time, Newcastle will be in that position in the Premier League. But it's a surprise to see them there in this save, that's for sure. Gawiri will lift this looking for Kassoun, who gets there first. And that is a dream start. But how many times have we taken a 1-0 lead recently and not seen it through? I cannot get excited until I have a 2-goal margin. Lovely assist by Gawiri, though. And a great run. And a great finish. Down the left-hand side of their attack again. Inside to Koita and to Cabrais. Koita again. Masson. Cabrais. Koita. Oh, good save, Altai. Good save. That's a genuinely impressive one as well. He might be able to win us round, Boyendir. But he has got a lot of work to do that. Ronaldo Cabrais in there to Kondogbia. Good block again. And Altai makes another good save. He's doing enough so far to keep Newcastle. To keep Newcastle out, even if my own players are getting in the way of my cross-field balls and very nearly gifting it straight to a striker. Jeez Louise. Come on, Jaden. You know all about Masson. You know where his strengths are. You know where his weaknesses are. You've attacked him plenty of times in training. And Tekka going for a worldie, but Ben Mee in the way. And we shall try from the corner instead. Delivered by Riley. Up goes Van Ersden. Twice. It's looped over the keeper. It's looped wide. We have bossed the game. You are right. Stuart Robertson. Oh, Jaden Braff has bossed the defender there. We'll look for Gawiri. First time finish. Good save by Dubravka. Really top stop. Send it towards the back post. Itakura's up. Oh, and despite getting a hand to it, Dubravka can't do anything about it. We have a 2-goal advantage for the first time in any of our recent games where we've taken the lead. Surely now we will get a victory. I want to see a replay. Big questions asked to Martin Dubravka. He will have seen it very late. And he got a big strong arm to it. No questions asked to the keeper. That's just unfortunate. A 2-0 lead. Come on. Worried about the pass out wide. There it is to Masson. Trying to outmuscle him. Oh, Altai. You've... Ah! That didn't fill me with confidence. He's got to hold on to that, surely. Or at least push it to safety, not just back into a danger area. That wasn't meant for you. It was meant for him. We've got it back again, though. That was the letterbox. Apologies if that was picked up on the mic. Randy Nteka is there. Guerri's in front of me. Oh, I tried to squeeze it to him, but couldn't. And that will be 2-0 up to us at half-time. No, we've got a free kick in a decent position. Okay. Come on then, Riley. What can you do from here? Can we take it in at 3-0 at half-time, maybe? Riley McGree. We will take it in at half-time at 3-0. The camera cut away and didn't necessarily see it cross the line there. It didn't look like it was actually going to dip enough to get underneath the bar. We will have to rely on the replay. But the season finale here is providing a good performance. Oh, it has just dipped under the bar. I wasn't sure if it clipped the bar and went down over the line and bounced towards the ground. It's just dipped at the last. Exceptional free kick from Riley McGree. We lead by 3-0 against 4th placed Newcastle United. So Kundogbe, they're talking about us playing Chelsea next. We're not fussed about that game, really. That's not a game we expect to get any points from. We're hoping to get points against Watford on the final day to hopefully improve our league position as best we possibly can. Frustrated with the draw against Wolves, but delighted with the way that this is panning out. Could have been a 4th. Goal difference, I don't think, is actually that much of an issue for us at the moment. We haven't tended to get absolutely hammered, nor have we tended to really do any hammering. This is one of our biggest wins of the entire save, let alone the season. We have lost by 4 or 5 goals on occasion, but it has been rare. We certainly haven't won by 4 or 5 goals on occasion, though, I suppose. So I would imagine our goal difference is in the negative, but only slightly. Genuinely, couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Itakura forward to Jaden Braff there. Andy's making the run down the line, so we'll play him in. He's going to need to find someone in support, though. He's got Jaden Bogle there. And look at Riley McGree in a bit of space on the edge of the box. Oh, trying to replicate his goal from earlier in the season. Still, I feel like Ennis Bardi's effort is going to be goal of the season for us this year. Riley McGree with a corner that's straight at the keeper, unfortunately. They've brought on Joel Linton. I don't know, as that's really the change that's going to change the game for you lads, to be completely honest. Ben Brereton can come off the bench. And that's all. McGree across to Ferguson. We could have a late 4th. And we don't. Oh, I should probably have taken that first time with Nteka there. But I thought I'd try and bend it. It didn't quite work for me. Deflected up onto the woodwork and out. But victory nonetheless. A 3-0 win at home against Newcastle. Finally, we get the end result that our overall play deserves. I feel like we deserved the win against Wolves. I feel like we deserved the win against Norwich. I feel like we deserved the win against... Well, maybe Leeds was a little bit here nor there. But certainly 3 of our last 4 draws, I think we did enough to deserve the win from. And haven't been able to get it. So to actually finally get 3 points, and quite comfortably so as well, is very, very pleasing indeed. We've twice beaten Newcastle. It's all about the players. They did the job today. Finally. And I know we can always score goals. We know that we can always score goals. It's... Oh, The creativity is there. It's just getting it across the line that sometimes is an issue. Still 14th with 2 games to go in this league season. We won't finish any lower than 14th, as you can see there. Our goal difference is -6, so it's slightly negative, as we were talking about that earlier on in game. And, well, I mean, we're 5 points off 7th with 2 games to go. Everton have got a game in hand, as have Arsenal, to be fair. But we could certainly finish 12th if results go our way. But I could easily, if the Wolves game, if the Leeds game, if the Norwich game had ended in victory, we could easily have been 7th already. Such is the level of frustration at the moment. We are so very nearly the end product, but not quite there. I'll see you for the Chelsea game. Chelsea away on the Sunday. Everybody else has played their games in hand now, I believe. So, indeed they have. So, in fact, they've played their games in hand. They haven't really gotten the results that they were after. So, Everton, Arsenal and Aston Villa all on 50. Southampton and Leeds both on 49. Leicester, Wolves and ourselves all on 45. But it's Chelsea. So this is almost certainly going to be a defeat. What's a 3-3 draw? McGree, Bogle and Guiri on the score sheet. Chiesa, Havertz and Chilwell for them. What does that leave the league table looking like then heading into the final day against Watford? We're still 14th, level on points with Wolves on 46. Leicester were able to get themselves a victory, so they're up to 48. Leeds on 49, Southampton on 49. Leeds still to play, to be fair. Villa on and Arsenal still to play as well. Everton, however, lost and is still on 50. So we could go above Wolves. If Leicester draw on the final day, we won't go above them because there's no way we're winning by 9 against Watford. But we could finish as high as 12th. We could finish as high as 12th. We have 19th placed Watford already relegated to come next. Brighton could survive on the final day, although they have to beat Chelsea and hope that Crystal Palace don't get a result away from home against Arsenal. But if Palace lose and Brighton win, Palace will stay up on goal difference because Crystal Palace have shipped 76 goals this season. Wow, that is a lot. We haven't conceded that many at 51, but still too many. Right, to the final day we go then. Watford up next. Last game of the season. Watford with Dahlberg in goal. Ngakia, Calero, Joe Worrell and Adam Messina. Zinkernagel in the holding role. Deli Bashiru, Asiti, Lauza and Gomez. With Pussetto up top as the one striker. Trusakong on the bench. Peñarada on the bench. And a number of the other names I didn't actually recognise, really. So, can we end the season strong? A draw against Chelsea is a decent result, especially at such a high-scoring draw. The win against Newcastle was decent. Draw against Wolves was frustrating, but I guess technically it's still an okay result. But at home, you do want to win your home games. Messina around the corner here to Gomez. Watford trying to save some face at the end of the season and give their fans at least something to cheer about before relegation back down to the Championship. Hopefully we can deny them that. Into Ngakia, across to Zinkernagel. Nicely intercepted by McGree and taken away from him again by Pussetto. To Asiti. Can Jaden Bogle get up to that? He's done well. Randy Nteka will come short for it. Jaden Braff is with me here. And then if I can get Guiri played into a channel, we could be away. Or Jaden Braff could just do it all himself. Then look for Nteka. Win that header, please. Well up, Riley. Kassoon into Guiri. Nteka is there. Randy found. Oh, did a stand tackle rather than shooting. Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it, mate. Glad I made the decision to bring you back into the starting lineup. Oh, lovely header, Riley McGree. Perfectly splitting the gap between the two men that you were trying to aim for. He's not going that well against Watford, I'll be honest, lads. They've had not necessarily more of the ball than me, I don't feel. But certainly when we do have it, we can't seem to do anything with it. Which is a bit of an issue when it comes to the whole scoring goals and winning football games thing. Braff into Nteka. I'll go back to Braff. There we go. Keep that in, please, Jaden. Well done. Randy Nteka is short and looking for the option again. And looking for Kassoon. Oh, good technique on the volley. Iago brought down. Oh, cross blocked, unfortunately. Half an hour in, it's still 0-0. Watford giving a good account of themselves, despite the fact that they're clearly, at least in the other 37 games, not cut out for this level. But they're playing well here, and they might score. Oh, and if it weren't for a smart save from Altay Biendir, they would have done. Corner to come in from the far side then for them from Loser. It's either Loser or Louser, and I prefer to try and call him Louser, really, rather than calling him Loser, just because of how that translates in English. A City. Up we go, please. Well, up Iago. Defending well enough, just not attacking well enough. He says, until Will Hughes puts in a ridiculous... Actually, I don't even know as that's Will Hughes, to be honest. I just saw the blonde hair in a Watford shirt and thought it was. Pretty sure Will Hughes actually isn't playing for them. It was a hell of a challenge to stop me from scoring. Guiri, McGree, out wide, quickly looking for Randy. Spins well, looks to bend it. That hit an arm, but we don't have handballs in the box turned on anymore. Ferguson wins that header well. It might sit up nicely for Kassoun. It's going to sit up nicely for Randy and Tekka. And Dahlberg saves it with his arm and his face. 5 minutes to go till half-time. It's still 0-0 at Vicarage Road, but we are growing more into the game with every passing moment. Out wide to Iago. And into Guiri. Can we take the lead before half-time? Maybe. Kassoun. Try and find Tekka aerially. It's Jaden Braff that was underneath it. It's going to be a corner at the end of this first 45. We'll look for Randy and Tekka on the edge of the 6-yard box. Can we find him? The ball is towards him. Almost. Braff. Itakura. Of all people, from there! Dahlberg makes the save. It should really be half-time now. If we score, it's devastating for Watford. But we're not going to score, so it's not devastating for Watford. Slightly happier. Ferguson trying to turn, but can't. Struggling against Watford to find a way through. After being so good against Newcastle, I was hoping to try and build on that, but Watford have been very, very, very solid so far. It has been tough to get in behind their defensive line and cause them the problems that I feel like we know we can cause them. Oh, yes! We have finally scored. Amin Guiri. He's actually not scored for me in a played game. Today or yesterday, I don't think. It's been Randy and Tekka and others, Kassoun and Jaden Braff, that have been scoring the goals. Guiri's still scoring in Sims. Back on the score sheet in a played game too. Pleasing. We definitely deserve that. Through the defender's legs. Nothing the keeper could do about it. Unsighted from close range. We're 1-0 up. Sorry, Watford. He's almost jumped out the way of that, effectively, the defender there. Nice ball out wide here to Gomez. On the run. Newcastle bouncing back from the defeat against me by now leading 2-0 at the Etihad against Manchester City. Not actually sure what the situation at the top of the table looks like heading into this final day. I normally look at it, but I've been so concerned with our own battles that I haven't really paid attention to anything anywhere else in the table. Guiri will look for Lewis Ferguson, who finds Tekka looking to roll the defender and nearly fire us 2 goals in front. Good save by the keeper to stop us from doing so. Braff with the delivery. Kassoun underneath this maybe? It's Itakura in fact, but it's over the bar. Cross to Richie, through the gap nicely, and Gakia is in. No! Squares it into the middle and Pussetto pokes it home. Literally, it could only have gone in that exact spot, otherwise it would have been intercepted or saved. It's pure perfection from Ngakia and Pussetto. It's the narrowest of angles and windows to try and squeeze that ball through. And how it found its way through everybody, I'm not entirely too sure. First between the 2 defenders to get the ball to him. Then between the goalkeeper and the defender to get it into the back of the net. I don't quite know how they've done that. They could try that 100 times and it would only come off that once. And it has come off that once. And it's pegged us back to 1-1. And again, in a position where I just need a 2-goal advantage to really give myself any chance of winning a game of football. Jaden Braff will lift this into the middle. Can Kassoun get there? He can, but he's headed well wide. Changes afoot. Corner for Watford in the 97th minute that we have dealt with. Final whistle goes in the 98th minute at the end of the game against Watford. 3 minutes added on, we ended up into the 98th, but thankfully no goal at the end of it, unlike the Norwich game. So a point here for us at Vicarage Road, despite, again, a really solid performance. Newcastle win 2-0 away from home against Manchester City. I don't know what the situation is at the top of the table, but we will find out in due course. The board rating is low, but it's been lower, and we've kept our job, so I don't think we need to worry about that at all. 141, give or take, million pounds added to the transfer budget, or added to the team's coffers at least, as we progress forward towards the end of the season to see what's going to happen with regards all of the other competitions that we're involved in this year. We don't know who's won the Premier League, we don't know who's won the FA Cup or the Champions League, etc. So let's go and find out, shall we? Board assessment. I know, you're unhappy. Shut up and just let me play on, shall we? Right, so, Guiri's up to 86. We'll have a look at the squad after we've had a look at everything else that's going on. So relegated are Brighton and Watford and West Ham. Brighton lost on the final day. Crystal Palace got themselves a point. West Ham were dead and buried. We drew against Watford, we drew against West Ham, we drew against Norwich, we drew against Wolves, we drew against 4 sides below us in the table. That's 8 dropped points. Where would 55 points have gotten us? 7th. We had the opportunity, even in the last 2 or 3 episodes, to earn enough points to get ourselves a 7th placed finish. We're very nearly there. We're very nearly there. We finished 13th in the end. Arsenal, in the end, are able to get themselves up to 7th. With regards to the top spot, Spurs in 6th. Newcastle finished 5th in the end, despite winning on the final day. Chelsea 4th. Manchester United 3rd. City 2nd. And Liverpool win the league by 5 points. Congratulations to them. The FA Cup was won by Manchester United by 3-1. They were the side that knocked us out. Well, they know it was Chelsea that beat us. Carabao Cup was won by Sheffield United. Championship Sheffield United. GG. European Super Cup won by PSG. Champions League won by PSG. Back-to-back Champions League wins for Paris Saint-Germain. Inter Milan won the Europa League last year, and Leipzig win the Europa League this year. The Europa Conference League this year was won by FC Copenhagen by 2-0 against Villarreal. Congratulations to the Danes. They will be in the Europa League next year, unless, of course, they finished in a Champions League spot in their domestic division. So, let's have a look, shall we? Did they? No. Right. In the Championship, coming up to the Premier League next year, are Sheffield United. A Carabao Cup victory and a Championship win. Nottingham Forest will be back in the Premier League next year as well. One of Brentford, Stoke, Swansea and Reading will be battling it out to try and get to the Premier League next season. Relegated from the Championship, Sunderland, Portsmouth and Plymouth. In League One, Cardiff and Blackpool are back at Championship level with Millwall, Hull, Burton and Ipswich in the playoffs. Please tell me Cambridge stayed up. They did. 21st, Accrington Stanley. 22nd, Bradford, Mansfield Town and Bristol Rovers round out the relegation spots in League One. Going up, Exeter, Cheltenham and Scunthorpe. And one of Carlisle, Shrewsbury, Walsall and Gillingham. And would have been relegated from League 2, Swindon and Sutton. In League PSG by 8 points. In the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich by 2 points. Leipzig obviously distracted by their European campaign, you would imagine. In Serie A, Atalanta win the league. GG. Inter Milan 2nd, Napoli 3rd, Juventus only 4th. Roma down in 5th as well. Poor season for them too. In the SPL, Celtic from Rangers by a long way as well. Is that what's going to happen to Rangers? Now, Steven Gerrard has gone to Aston Villa. We'll wait and see. Real Madrid top La Liga by 7 points from Barcelona. A further 2 clear of Atleti. That's how things rounded out in the seasons. The competitions we were involved in. The other largest competitions as well. Sadio Mane gets the golden boot in the Premier League. Newcastle's Coity comes 2nd. Our highest. Have we got anyone on there? We do. Guiri. Wow. That's how good Guiri's been. He played 17 games and got 11 goals. Imagine he did the same again in the next 17 games. That's 22 goals. Guiri should be, with a full season under his belt at Chesnoid FC, a golden boot contender next season. 31 games for Inteka and 10 goals for him. Assist-wise, Bardi with 7. And that's it. Clean sheet-wise, Kradetsky with 6. I don't know, has he made it on the list? He did. Bayindir with 3 and 15. 3 and 15. And Kradetsky was 6 in 23. I mean, I'm still not sure about Bayindir. I'm really still not sure. The board objectives, obviously, Champions League we didn't do. I'll go and try and sign a young player under the age of 20 years of age with a higher potential, etc. Before the end of the season if I can. Brand exposure-wise, we did both of those, which is good. That was on a high, of course. Financially, the short-term one was from last season. For some reason, it carried over, and the short-term one we haven't been able to do. Domestic success, we got one of the two. And obviously, continental, we have nothing to do. So we've some money to take over next season. Obviously, the wage budget is slightly skew-if because of there's minimal time left in the season. So £10.74 million to take over to the next season. And with regards to the squad at the end of the year, Bayindir hasn't grown since he's been here. I don't know what to do with the goalkeeper. I am so sorely tempted to sell Bayindir on again next year. I might give him till January. But he's not impressed me at all in his starting few games here at the club. Kronetsky's continuing to drop, unfortunately. Bobby Stevenson is up 2. Iago up 2 to 82 at 28 years of age now. We're going to have to consider selling him on to replace him at left back, maybe. I could probably do with another left back anyway, as Stefan Leiner is now 32. We've got Ethan Baird in. So maybe we sell Stefan Leiner and we sign a new left back. Depends on our budget, of course, next year. And Iago drops to rotation left back. Itakura and Van Ersden. Happy enough with both of them. No growth from Itakura this year. Well, again, another player that's 28, so maybe... No, Itakura's been solid enough to hold his spot. And to be fair, Iago's been solid enough to hold his spot as well. But certainly something we have to consider. Centre-back Muhaid is up 3 to 79, which is good. I hope that his growth continues next season. Lorenzo Moretti... I just don't know. They're not good enough to be backup, that's for sure. So I probably need another centre-back next year. At right back, Jaden Bogle and Ethan Laird are certainly going to be able to be capable enough. A little bit of growth. Well, I say a little bit. Quite a bit of growth from Dennis Di Stefano. Up 9 to 71. DeSantis up 5 to 70. It's pretty spectacular. I mean, how tall is he? 5'11". 68 jumping. Defensive awareness of 83. Stand tackle of 88. Strength of 81. I might change him to a centre-back at 5'11". I might change him to a centre-back because he certainly suits the centre-back role more so than a CDM at the minute. DeSantis is certainly more of a CDM than a centre-back. Lasagash only up 3 to 78. I was really hoping that he'd kick on this year. He's grown a little bit, but has he grown enough? I don't know. Morelli up a little bit. We'll send him out on loan next year if we can. Sanchez up 3 at Newcastle. That's weird. He's not got a sponsor on his shirt for some reason. Javier Sanchez up 3 to 79. Physically not great. Technically certainly improving. He and Gash probably need another loan spell for a year, and then they'll be good enough to come into the squad. Kayusta, no growth from him. Minimal football, unfortunately, but he was reliable when called upon. Billy Gilmore's had more football this year, as is Lewis Ferguson, who's up 1. Riley McGree also up 1. Now changed to centre mid as well. Caden Clark up 2 to 78. Ashkenazi, no growth from him this year, unfortunately. We should probably... I thought I had changed his development plan, to be honest. Oh, no, he peaked. That's why I didn't. He peaked. We brought him in. He was 76, and he's peaked at 76, which is a real shame, because a player with his current talents, you'd have thought, would grow really well. Ennis Bardi also peaked, but grown 2 to 82 this year, so hopefully we'll grow a little bit more next season too. Ben Brereton Diaz, his time's up. Time for him to move on. He's not good enough for the squad. Kasoon up 2 to 82 and has been involved more so in the latter half of the season than he was in the first. So pleased with that. Jaden Braff up 4 to 78. If he continues that next season, he's going to be at Kasoon's level, so he can stay. Sean Arnold up 4 out on loan. Amin Gouiri, you've seen his goal scoring stats. 11 in 17 in the Premier League. It goes without saying that he stays and continues on. Randy and Tekka, 10 goals in 31. I think we'll stick with the 4-4-2 for now. We'll stick with the 4-4-2. Lucero up 4 to 78. And I'm going to need that backup striker. So he'll come back and will be involved in the squad next year. I'd like a first team winger. I'd like a first team left back and centre back, and the goalkeeper situation is in flux at the moment. That's where I stand right now. It depends how much money we have next year as to what actually happens, but time will tell us. Tomorrow will tell us. And apparently I need a nap or a coffee. That's just kind of come on out of nowhere in the last 10 minutes. I apologise. Right, that'll do us for now. I need to go record a My Player video, so I should probably get the coffee rather than the nap. That's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate the support continually on everything that's going out on the channel, and I will see you next time.